Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Noel with Soaring High Marketing. Welcome back to the show. Back to the Soaring High Podcast. Today, we have an exciting episode here for you guys. We're going to be diving into the hard truth that every entrepreneur, every business owner needs to confront in today's digital world, and that is how to get more attention, how to retain the attention, and then ultimately, how do we monetize that attention. That's what I'm going to be covering in today's exciting episode because there's so much noise out there. There's so many things that distract us on a daily basis from social to YouTube to news, economics, you name it. There's so many things that are pulling for our attention. The question is us to grow our business, to promote our products and our services. How can we get the right attention in order to be able to then monetize? How can we get the attention from the right audience, from our target clients and prospects that we want to be able to do business with to be able to then convert that into a sale, an appointment, convert that into a contract, a deal, you name it, whatever it is that, your business or your service or your product is out there. So we need to understand this is the cold hard fact of today's world is that money follows attention. Let me say it again. Money follows attention. Can I have your attention, please? This is the noise we're battling with day in and day out on social media, online, in the world today, is we're fighting for attention, to be seen, to be noticed, to be recognized, to be heard, to be able then to then convert that into some type of monetary gain, but at the same time be able to provide our services and our products to ideal customers and audience as well. So that's the hard truth that today every entrepreneur needs to hear, needs to understand that money doesn't follow effort, doesn't follow hard work. It follows attention. Love them or hate them, at least you know them. I'm talking about the Kardashians. They're one of the best, the experts when it comes to grabbing attention and then monetizing that attention. Heck, they've built a $1 billion empire off of just grabbing attention. You can say they've got no talent. You can say they don't really contribute much to society. Whatever the case is, but the thing is then they're able to then leverage that fame, that celebrity, that attention into monetization through, paid partnerships, through social media followings, and then, they've come out with their own clothing, branding, makeup, cosmetics lines that does produce, products for them. But I love it or hate it. I'm not saying that you have to go out there and try to replicate what it is that they did because, many people try and they don't make it as far as they've gone. And obviously, then you've got to live with that reputation and have that live forever for infamy. But that's not what we're talking about here today. We don't have to break outside the norm, break out the rules, break out, the structure to be able to get that type of attention. But that's the key is that you as a business owner, you as the entrepreneur, need to focus on getting attention for your business. You need to be able to be out there hitting it over and over and over again, marketing, advertising, promoting, prospecting, networking, making connections, putting your name, your message, and communicating to the world what it is that you do, who you are, how can you help them, and then how can you service them through your services and your products. So this is why businesses and business owners need to understand that you can't grow in the dark, you can't grow in isolation, you can't grow in separation from the world, from not being online, from not being on social, for not promoting and advertising and marketing digitally the way that you're supposed to. So we're here. If you're ready, we're here to change that. So keep on listening to the show. I want to drop as much value, as much information, as much as I can to inspire you to go out there and get attention to help you guys grow and scale your businesses out there. So that's the number one reason why most businesses fail. And that is not because their product sucked, not because their service sucked, not because they're bad at what they do. The thing is that they were not known by enough people. They were not able to sell their services or their products at a high enough volume and quantity with enough margins in order to make a profit and sustain their business. So, number one thing that most business owners face and have to fight against is obscurity. Obscurity is the number one reason why most businesses fail out there because people don't know you, people don't know what you have to offer, people don't know about you, people don't know what it is exactly that you have to give in order to be able to benefit them in their daily life or in their also prospective businesses as well, in case you're selling, B2B, or if you sell B2C, whatever the case is, you have to get known. You have to commit yourself to the marketing game, as I shared in previous episodes, but you have to commit to becoming known in your industry, in your marketplace. You have to be commit to getting known, to being seen, to being heard, to putting yourself out there, just like I am with this video. How many people are watching? How many likes? How many subscribers am I getting after this? I don't know. But the key is in the frequency and in the consistency in your marketing, that you show up day in and day out. And then we're able to see, how you're able to grow and build and scale and then get a huge following. And then many people are going to say, look back and say, hey, it was an overnight success, but it was because you put in the time, energy, and effort to make videos like this, to put yourself online, to, run that ad, to go ahead and create that content, write that blog, write that post, to be able to get the attention that you have and will have in order to, build a 6, 7, 8, 9 million, nine-figure business. So the sky's the limit. Let's make it happen. So the number one takeaway I want you to understand why businesses fail is because of obscurity, because people did not know who they were. Like when we're in real estate, where we sell realtors, you got to be always out there giving out the business card, going out there networking, telling everybody that you know who you are, what you do, or you're looking to buy, looking to sell. Because if not, you're a secret agent. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows that you're in real estate. The next thing you know, 2 or 3 months down the road, you see them listing their house with somebody else. You see them buying, having the keys on social of their new house. And they, oh, I forgot that you were a realtor. I forgot that you were in real estate. I forgot that you bought and sold houses. People forget, out of sight, out of mind. That is the old cliche. That's an old saying, but it's true. That's why you see all these big companies out there. You already know their name brands. You know Coca-Cola, the Apple, the Microsoft, the Facebook, Starbucks. You know these car companies out there. You see them every single day on your television, on the radio, on billboards. They're out there now on social and ads. They're hitting you over the head on who they are, what they do. And that's why they spend those millions and millions and billions of dollars into advertising, to marketing, to make sure that they stay relevant, to make sure that they stay connected, and make sure that they stay, ingrained in our everyday life. That, sometimes, when you think of a certain item or product, their actual company is synonym to that service or to that product. Like when you think of soda, the first thing you think of is Coke. When you think of fast food or a burger spot, you think of McDonald's. When you think of the copier machine was Xerox back in the day. When you think of a cell phone, a smartphone, you think about Apple and their iPhone. When you think about computers, Windows. So there's so many different things out there that after you've got enough branding, marketing, advertising to your business, to your service, to your product, then you become synonym of that industry, of that product, or of that service. And that's the idea, is that you want to break out of obscurity, decide to be seen, decide to get known, decide on the marketing game, because this is a game, this is a long-term play. This isn't an overnight success. You got to invest time, energy, effort, sweat, tears, everything you got into it until you be able to build yourself up to a big name brand. So most businesses don't fail because of their product, because of their service. They fail because of obscurity. The best known always beats the best. The best known product, the best known service beats that best product or that best service. The best known. You have to be known in the marketplace. You got to be known in your industry. You got to be known online. You got to be known whatever it is that you do. The best known. Doesn't mean the best known may always be the best. Like going back to the McDonald's, the burgers analogy, McDonald's doesn't make the best burgers. Heck, your mom, cooking could probably make the best burger back at home. But is your mom selling millions and millions of burgers every single day? No. Why? Because she didn't take the time to invest to be able to produce the machine, the empire that McDonald's did, to create McDonald's franchise, and then now they're selling burgers upon the millions and millions, if not billions, of burgers every single day, day in and day out. So McDonald's doesn't make the best burger, it just sells the most, and they're the most known in their space. We can go down the list of all the different type of services and products that, you may say, oh no, this one's better, that one's better, but you know them because they decided to invest into the marketing, into the advertising. They committed to the attention. They committed to getting known. They committed to getting seen. They committed to that. And because of that, then that outlines a strategy that you got to employ. That outlines a strategy that you got to take and that you got to do whatever it takes to get seen, to get known, and to get the attention. But not just getting it, is knowing then how to nurture that attention, to retain it, to keep it, and ultimately, how do you multiply it? How do you grow it? How do you scale it? And ultimately, how do you monetize that attention? So that's what we're here to talk about in today's episode is just that. So people don't buy from you if they never heard of you, if they don't know you. If they don't know you, they can't flow you. If they don't know who you are, they cannot come to you and use you for your services and your products. So you got to commit to the attention game. Attention, that commitment to attention is what's going to fuel your marketing strategy because now you know, okay, I gotta get this. Now, how do I get this across all the different platforms, across all the different channels, of all the different ways that I can connect with my ideal audience out there in the marketplace? Because there's enough out there for all of us to get our fair share. There's enough for everybody out there to get what's theirs. So that's when we're here to position yourself, to position you and your business in the right light, in the right scope, in order to be able to capitalize on that and be able to convert, monetize, and ultimately grow your revenue, grow your sales, grow your income, and grow your business. So you can even be the best in your field, but if no one knows you, it doesn't matter. It pays more to be known and seen and heard. That's why I always tell people when, talking about doing any type of social media, post, content. Oh, what if this? What if that? My hair's gotta be perfect. I have the right script, the right wording. I gotta have the right effects, the right images. It's better to be seen imperfect than to not be seen and wait until perfection because we know perfection never comes. The idea is to get your message, get your name across. I was working with a med spa the other day, and the same thing happened. Oh no, take that video down because the esthetician, she wasn't in the right light, she wasn't fixed up well. They're just coming from an event, this and that. It's like it's better to put it out there that people can hear the people that are there dealing with at the spa. They can hear the services that you offer in a more organic and natural light rather than you trying to do a perfect video shoot that most of the time people nowadays overlook. The more real, the more raw, the more real that it is in today's video marketing landscape, the better it is because people want to connect, people want to relate, people want to interact, and they want to engage. And again, med spas, there's dime a dozen out there. People know already some of these services, but they go to that med spa not just for the services or for the treatments, but they also go there for the people, for the environment, for the atmosphere, and for the culture. People want to know who they're dealing with when they go to these um, med spas to be able to get treated. They want to know who they're dealing with. They want to, be able to relate to them, connect with them. So it's better to just push the content out there. And over time, in the beginning, it's going to be about quantity. The more quantity you produce with consistency and frequency, over time, you're going to get better. You're going to know how to work the camera, how to work the angles of the lights, of the images. Then you can hire a professional editing team to put images and this and that onto it. But the idea, as I said in the earlier episodes, is just to start with the marketing. Commit to the marketing game, commit to being seen, commit to the attention. Because once you do that, then you get yourself in the game. You become a player, you become a participant, not just a spectator on the sidelines, waiting to see what happens, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the perfect shot, because we know it's never gonna come. We know it's never gonna happen. So it's better to get your feet wet, get yourself in the game. And as you figure out once you're in the game, okay, what's the strategy? What's the game plan? What's the play that we're gonna run? But at least now you already have the experience, you have the live action experience of game time, gameplay to be able to make it work and to be able to execute. So it's better just to do it, start it, get it going, and then over time, then we can craft it, perfect it, edit it, and then be able to improve on it. Because again, then from there we're improving. But if you go for the straight awesome shot, awesome video, awesome thing, it's not going to be enough to sustain it. It's going to be a series of things. So people got to see you over and over and over and over again. They kind of see you one time and boom, you're not going to be a one-hit wonder. You're not going to deliver that one song that's everything's going to pop, make that one viral moment, you know. Most of the time when that does happen, it's not always for the best. It's not always with good intentions or good outcomes. So it's better to build it and sustain it for the long term with consistency and with frequency in your marketing, in your advertising, in committing to the attention game. So the key takeaway that here in 2025, that attention is the most valuable currency. The currency for today's market is attention. How much attention can you get? How much attention are you getting? How much attention can you drive towards your business, for your services, for your products? How much attention, how much noise can you make in the marketplace so people have to lean to you, turn to you, come to you for whatever it is that you do? Whether you're roofing, whether you're a massage therapist, whether you're a dentist, chiropractor, whatever it is, you got to be putting yourself out there. It may not be perfect, you may not be ready, but you just got to get the reps in. It's like going to the gym. You just got to start. You just got to go there every single day to see the changes in your body. Of course, and you got to eat healthy, take care of yourself, eat well, sleep well, drink water, take your vitamins. There's other things that go into it. It's just not going to the gym. Like they say, you can't outperform a bad diet. You cannot, think that one thing in marketing is gonna be able to catapult you without doing the other things and having the other systems in place. Well, which I'll dive in deeper into this in this episode with you guys, because that's the power in business is attention. Ask yourself these vital questions as you think about what I'm sharing with you is how much attention is your business getting right now? What's your investment in visibility, in time, in content, or ad spend? And are you standing out or just staying silent? You post one day today and then you wait 2 or 3 weeks until maybe you have like another big event and you got time to post. Did you run one ad today and you give it about a week to kind of test out the waters and then you turned it off? Or did you, write that blog post, put it, in draft and never publish it? Were you going to optimize your website, never got around to it? What are you really doing to really get the attention? Because visibility is the unlock. Marketing is the key. Visibility is the unlock, and marketing is the key. Marketing is what's going to drive your visibility. You're going to be able to be seen, be visible, gain awareness, and then with that is going to build the trust and the authority in your space that then people that see you online are going to want to come and convert over to whatever it is that you're trying to sell them or offer them. A lot of people have a bad taste in the mouth when it comes to sales, and that's not the case because at the end of the day, sales is what drives business. Sales is what drives the economy. So yeah, you got to be looking at sales, at revenue, at income, but that all gets preceded by the marketing and the advertising. So I want you guys to have the 10x marketing mindset. There's some of these key things is what I shared in one of my latest PDF guides on how to 10x your marketing, how to 10x your business. If you guys want a copy of that, just comment below 10x marketing and I go ahead and get that over to you guys. But it was something I created based on, the 10x mindset, the 10x rule, the 10x principles and marketing commandments by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Uncle G, Grant Cardone. I prepared a special guide right before this last Growth Con, which they says last one. I wanted to be able to, prepare something that falls in line with marketing and advertising and this very same concept, a lot of things that he teaches. Um, wanted to share with all of the attendees that were going. Some of them were past, some of them were people I had seen before, some of them were people I just met, some people were there for the first time, but I always kind of want to just share like a takeaway with them. That way they can take it away and be able to use it and implement it into their businesses as well. But attention is earned through relentless promotion. If you know Grant, you know he's going to always be promote, promote, promote. He's always going to be in your face. He's always going to be over the top with trying to get the attention with the flashing money, the Lambos, the cars, the Rolls Royces, the jets, you name it, the fancy vacations, and it's all in a ruse to get you attention to say, hey, look, this is who I am, this is what I offer, and this is how I can help you. You don't have to go to that extent. That may not be your personality. That sure is not mine. But I think you can always learn and take away the good things from something like that is that you gotta always be promoting your business. You gotta always be in the promotion game, in the marketing game, in the advertising game. As like the fighters, right before they go promote, before they go to the fight, they gotta promote the fight. So they go on talk shows, interviews, they do the one-on-ones, they do the face-offs. Everything is to just promote and sell the fight. So people tune in and they see the two fighters go to work, go to action, and break it down and see how it is that what the outcome is of the spectacle of the fight is. So same way too, you got to be the mouthpiece. You got to blow your own horn. You got to put yourself out there to promote your business because again, back to the top, money follows attention. Money follows attention. You got to commit to the money game, commit to the attention game. Money and attention both go hand in hand together. So you don't have to be famous. The idea is that you do become famous, you do become a celebrity in your space, in your industry. You just have to be everywhere that your customer is. This is why we here at Soaring High Marketing, we believe in an integrated marketing approach because we want to make sure that we make you omnipresent in your space, in your marketplace, in your industry, that people can see you from all different angles, all different sides. That is just, we're building you the machine to make you omnipresent, meaning that you're going to be everywhere and anywhere online. We put you on so many different things. We try so many different content forms, so many different back channels, backlinks in order to get you the exposure, the awareness, the visibility to help you guys grow your businesses. So that's what we're committed to here at Soaring High. And that's what we do. And that same approach that you got to have is that you want to become omnipresent that, you see you on Facebook, they see you on Google, they see you on some random website, they see a banner ad. They see you in their inbox, in their email. You send them an automated text. They see you, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. That's the idea. That's the concept that we want for you, for your business, is to become a celebrity, become famous in your space, and we do that by omnipresence, by having an integrated marketing approach to make sure that you're seen, you're heard, and you're visible, getting the awareness, getting the views, the traffic, the leads, and getting the attention to help you guys grow your business and your services and your products. So you want to become the go-to authority in your niche by showing up again and again and again and again and again. Grant Cardone, he talks about in the 10X rule that, he took massive action that he actually went overboard. He was actually using these free platforms, which Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. These are all free platforms, and he would just pound on these platforms. He would tweet. I think at one point in time when he was getting started, almost once every single hour, he was just pushing it, pushing it, and pushing it, and pushing it until he became, you know, the person that he's known today. And he's known for many different things, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing, whether it's business, whether it's for, real estate. There's so many different things that he's out there now known for, but he started off as a car salesman doing sales training, and then he able to graduate from there. He's now heavily into the marketing game. That's why I love following him because he's gonna hit you with all the same concepts that I like to touch upon. But he's out there promoting, advertising, marketing, getting the attention, getting the exposure, getting the awareness, bringing you guys into his funnel, into his ecosystem to then be able to see what can he do to help you, what can he do to sell you, what can he give you, to get you into the ecosystem. So he's a great example, and that's why I always lean on him because I know there's a lot of 10Xers out there that follow him, and you mentioned his name, you know in this business world, at least 6 out of 10 people are gonna know who he is. They're gonna have heard of him, come across him. They don't like him. They've heard of him. They read his book. They've gone to his conferences. They didn't get anything out of it. They don't know why you gotta spend so much money. Whatever the case is, again, at least you know him, and that's the idea. That's the concept that you want to have. You don't may not agree with everything that he does, he says, he conducts, but you just gotta follow that same principles and that same takeaways. How can you become just like that for your business? How can you become just like that, to promote your products and your services? So the way that we do this is through organic growth. Content is king. Content is king and is the king to grow organically in your business because content builds trust. And in the digital world, content equals currency. people want to be consuming, you want people to be consuming your content, whether there's articles you write, the blogs you write, whether it's the videos, short form, long form, podcast. You want people to be engaging with your content over and over and over again. This is why we like to build evergreen blog posts for our clients. We do SEO optimized websites, so when people search for your services, they can actually find you. From creating reels to podcasts to YouTube videos, you want to be integrating all of this into your business. You got to start maybe with one platform, with one channel, with one activity, and over time build upon that. If you come to us, we can kind of integrate all at once. But if you need to try to do it yourself and don't know where to start, don't know where to begin, I always say pick one or two platforms, whether it be Facebook, Meta, with Instagram, because at least there you can kind of cross post from one platform to the other. That way you get at least able to kind of try it all on there from just simple ideas that you're writing, kind of, thread, Twitter style post. You can put long form content on there. You can put, an image or video or reel. You can go live on there. There's so many different ways that you can utilize these platforms. If you guys want a free guide on how to be able to, um, get started and learn more about social media marketing, then definitely comment below social media, put in the comments section, or send us a DM, and we'll get you a free guide for that. But the thing is that you want to not just post to be seen, but you want to post to be remembered. Yes, we're all going for the viral videos, the viral clips, the viral moments, but again, you want to build consistency with it. And within that, there's just so many different levels of where you can take it, so many different things that you can do, from like posting about informational stuff, educational stuff, funny things, quotes, testimonials, reviews, personal stories, interaction with clients, before and afters. There's just so many different ways that you can utilize social media to kind of give it yourself like a free TV channel in order to promote your services and your products. So there's so many ways, and you want to start first with organic. You want to start with creating the content and pushing it out there, but then you also want to accelerate the growth, and the growth accelerator is paid ads to accelerate the leads and the calls, and the volume of clients that you get is going to be achieved through paid ads. Paid ads is one of the best ways for you to be able to grow and scale your businesses online, because you're able to target the ideal person, the ideal audience that you want to go after, to be able to show up right in front of them and be able to provide them an offer, provide them a hook, provide them, entrance into your landing page or your funnel, which then obviously that you have a special promotion, special offer. That way they can go ahead and become a client, sign up, book a call, book a strategy session, book, an appointment with you. Because organic is powerful. But tr paid ads, paid traffic, it's scale on demand. You're able to put in, you basically know you put $1 in, you're gonna get three, four, $5 back. So you can already test and gain that ROI back in a more measurable way. There's content, we get views, we get traffic. Does it all convert into a sale, into a lead, into a booked appointment? Not necessarily, but for the majority of the part, paid ads is gonna always convert into something. Yes, there's a lot of tire kickers out there that, maybe they just sign up, not knowing what to sign up for. They fill out their information wrong. They don't put the right email, the right phone number, but you're always going to be able to get something out of it to then be able to then on the back end work on your end to try to find out who that person is, verifying the phone number, the name, the email, the address, whatever the case may be. But definitely paid ads, with Meta, with Google, with YouTube, with TikTok, putting ads in front of your ideal clients and prospects is the way to go. Once you combine the organic and you provide the content with now the paid ads, is going to be like a 1-2 punch for you in order to get the marketing, the advertising, paid traffic, organic traffic, content, and ads to be able to working in your favor. Because with these platforms, you're able to target geofence them and local search. You're able to kind of target the areas that you guys want to target and hit. You're able to target and identify your ideal audience. You're able to drive traffic to a specific, like I said, landing page, to a specific offer. And then you're able to retarget those who showed interest but didn't convert. So that's a great thing, is then we create that omnipresent feel to it, that we're able to then retarget people that enter the funnel, enter the landing page, maybe signed up, maybe didn't fill out the cart, maybe didn't fully check out. You're able then to then re-hit them with remarketing and retargeting ads, so that way they feel like you're following them, you're showing up in their inbox, you're showing up, on the various platforms that they're on, that they navigate to. So it all integrates. That's what we believe, and we have an integrated marketing approach to help you guys get found online. So it's ads plus traffic equals omnipresence. Ads plus content equals omnipresence. Omnipresence is the key to get that attention, and then you get that attention in multiple forms, multiple channels, multiple ways in order to get that to convert. Because they see your ads, then they look you up online, they like what they hear, they like what they see, then they convert, or they see your content. So by entering into your funnel of your content, then we hit them with retargeting ads, so that we can kind of see how both play hand in hand together. And the great thing is a lot of these things you're doing on the same platform, just because, Google is the powerhouse over here with search engine. Then they own YouTube as well, which is a whole nother search engine on there for video. You've got, website optimization, SEO, Google ads, Google display ads, YouTube ads, all that working together with your blogs, your articles, your posts, your YouTube videos. All that integrates together. So Google loves that, because you're spending time, energy, effort, and then eventually some ad spend dollars into their platforms to push that content, to push those ads into your ideal audience. And the same thing with Meta as well. Meta, you got Instagram, you got Threads now. So as you're promoting on there your content, and then you run ads, and then there's different types of ads you can run to then get more views, get more clicks, get more traffic, get more leads, drive traffic to a landing page. So just so many different things that you can do. If I'm going too fast, if I'm, like, hey, no, I'll slow down. You're going too fast for me. That's why I want to encourage you to hop on a 15-minute discovery call with me, or I can dive into some of these topics a little deeper, specifically for your business, for your niche, for your industry, but also give you a free online presence report where we can show you exactly how you currently are ranking online. And at the same time, too, kind of be able to break this down a little more easier for you guys to understand. I know I get passionate about this. I love talking about this. I get energized with it, and I just go on a whole long tangent. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, but the show goes on. So you want to have organic, you want to have content, and you want to have ads. The great thing when you combine the two is then you can create the ads based on the content that people are engaging with, that people are viewing, that people are engaging with and interacting with. Your content can then drive your ads, and then whatever ads are generating and working, then we create complementary content and post and videos about those ads as well. That way, they can people once they enter your funnel, enter your landing page, enter your ecosystem, then again you're hitting them from both sides with the ads and the paid traffic, because then they're getting informed, they're getting educated, they're getting exposed to you, they're getting awareness on you to be able to then ultimately convert into a sale or a client. So we want to make sure that we're doing this, the marketing, the advertising. But if we do all that and we don't have this third component, then it basically just getting everybody into the funnel. But then the funnel has a bunch of holes, and they all just leave. And that is follow up. Follow up is everything. Follow up, it can then be, you can use marketing and advertising to then follow up, because then that's when we're doing the retargeting, the remarketing ads. We can do email and text automations. We have email drip campaigns where we're sending them different emails about all the different services or products that we offer. You create the content, you create the ad, you create the offer, and then you follow up on all of that through email and text marketing as well, hitting them on the offers, on the specials, on the promotions that you're running, educating them, guiding them, providing additional resources, guides, checklists, discovery calls, whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you can find in your industry, in your business, in your niche, that you can then have like freebies you can give out so people can interact with you. Then that's great, because then that again, then you're filling up that funnel, you're filling up that pipeline, you're filling up that database, and then that database, that's what we use for marketing automation to send out emails, send out text. We can also use that to reactivate your current database of past clients and old leads that you have. We do a reactivation campaign with email and text to be able to re-engage them. A lot of softwares or CRMs out there kind of provide some of these things that I'm talking about. But if you guys need help with, getting that set up, then there's definitely connect on that aspect as well. But follow up is key because most people are not going to buy the first time they see your ad. They're not going to buy on the first call that you make. The money they say is made in the follow up. Money is made in the follow up. That's where the true gold is in the follow up. The sales stats out there say it takes about 5 to 12 touches before a lead converts. You may try calling once or twice, sending one text, one email, and most people just give up there. But if you're consistent, if you have the right strategy, if you have the right game plan to execute, then we're going to be hitting them on for calls, text, emails, content, ads, remarketing, retargeting ads. So we're hitting them from all different angles, all different sides to be able to re-engage, reactivate, bring them back into the funnel, and then get them back to either close on that cart or jump on the phone, jump into a Zoom call or an appointment with you face to face. So that's why follow up is key because the marketing and the advertising you can use to nurture and you can use to follow up to eventually get that lead to convert into a sale or a client into your business. So we have different tools, strategies that we implement in order to be able to help you guys convert those leads that we're generating on the front end with the marketing and the advertising. Then we have the marketing automation to help you guys then lead nurture, follow up, and close and convert those leads that we generate for you. So to stay top of mind, you got to stay top of mind. If not, you'll be out of mind. Out of mind, out of sight, out of sight, out of mind. You want to make sure you're staying top of mind. That's why we want to focus on getting the attention. We want to focus on retaining and keeping the attention. And then we ultimately want to be able to multiply and monetize that attention. So again, you got to commit to the attention game, commit to getting attention for you, for your business, for your services, your products, because your business depends on it. The amount of attention that you can get for your business, the amount of people that can see it, hear about it, jump on a call with you, the more exposure that you can get and more awareness you can drive up, that's what's going to be success into your business. So attention, commit to content, commit to advertising, commit to follow up, commit to the attention game because once you commit to the attention, all these other things are going to fall in line because you're going to be putting yourself out there, you're going to be putting the work, the time, the energy. You're going to partner with us so we can handle and do some of the heavy lifting for you. But at the end of the day, you've got to be the one to commit, to decide, and to go ahead and execute. Because again, money follows attention, and attention follows consistency. Consistency also follows the attention, follows the money, because you want to be committed, you want to be consistent, you want to have frequency to keep showing up day after day, hour after hour, month after month, year after year. It kind of seems like it's a slow, long process, but I guarantee you want to have a lot of fun along the way as we're helping you guys build your online presence, drive more traffic, and ultimately generate more leads and more booked appointments on your calendar. So if you're ready to grow, if you're serious about getting attention and then turning that attention into monetization and revenue, let's connect. Let's book your free discovery call. Comment down below or click the link in bio in order to jump on a call with us. Where we'll dissect and go diving deeper into this. And on our website, you can also download any of our free guides that we have. So let's commit to the intention game. Let's commit to getting seen, to commit to getting known. Because once we do that, everything else will follow. Everything else flows out of that. Because now that you commit, now you got to go to work. Now you got to execute. Now you got to take action. And that's what we're about. We're here to take action and make things happen. So this is Noel from Soaring High Podcast, which is our episode on that money follows attention. Attention is the name of the game. Attention equals marketing. Marketing and advertising equals your business growth and scale. So if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Drop your questions or your comments down below. I'll be sure to reach out to you guys and look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode.